For the January 2025 SheetLoad of Cards, we're actually bringing some oldies but goodies out of the archive, so come see which SheetLoad I chose to make my cards today. Hey, it's Beth. Welcome. This month for the SheetLoad of Cards, we are doing kind of an archive special. So we are pulling out our favorite SheetLoads from the past and bringing them out of the archives to share with you all to start off 2025. So for the January 2025 SheetLoad of Cards, I am actually featuring the October 2020 SheetLoad. So jumping back 4 years or so, I'm going to be using the October 2020, and then each of the other creative team members are going to be using different SheetLoads from various months, years, depending on what their favorite happens to be. So please be sure to check out that playlist in the description box below so you can go and see what everyone's favorite was. If you are new to the SheetLoad of Cards, normally, Call Me Crafty Owl puts together a printable PDF that has a card sketch, supply list, cut list, everything you need to help you put together a certain number of cards. And then, but this month, again, she's just trying to share, like she wanted everybody to share their favorites, just to mix things up a little bit and bring attention to some of the older ones that are oldies but goodies. So in addition to the SheetLoad, or with the, the cards I'm going to make my SheetLoad with, I am using a couple of sheets from the Simple Stories Sweet Talk collection. I felt like getting ahead on some Valentine's Day projects, so I pulled out a few sheets. I picked 2 pattern papers because the sketch does call for 2 12 by 12 pattern papers. So I picked these 2 patterns to work with. There are cut aparts on the backs of these, which I don't necessarily need to use for anything, but I thought I would use this sheet of cut aparts to be kind of a focal point within the square. So you'll see how I do that here in a little bit, but I just thought I would add that here in the square. I thought that'd be a cute way to use that, and then I will add a sentiment as well. So let's get everything cut down, and then I will show you how I plan on putting my cards together. I'm going to start off by stamping my sentiment, and I am using the Happy Valentine's Day sentiment from the Valentine's Gnome stamp set from the Not Too Shabby shop. And I am just going to put it on that white rectangular matte piece that will go kind of in the middle of the card. And I'm going to bring my Misty in to help, because that way I don't have to think about where to stamp like all of the other 7 pieces. So I'm just kind of putting some of the elements on the mat that I know I'm going to include, just to get a game plan of where the sentiment will lie. So thinking back over all of the years of the SheetLoad, do you guys have a favorite? This is one of my favorites just because it's kind of clean but easily layered, and I feel like you could do a lot. I don't know, I just feel like this is a really versatile one, so that's why I brought this out. Now I have it figured out where I'm going to put it, and brought some red ink from my stash. I don't often stamp in colored ink, but I just felt red would look really good with all the other reds and pinks that were in the papers, and it would pop really well on that white. So now that I have this first one stamped, I can put the rest of them in, and I will do that off camera, but put the rest of them in and stamp on all of those. And we will move on to assembling our card. So I stuck pretty much to the sketch. All I did was add an extra layer of matting, and then a few extra pieces of the pattern paper on the rectangular element.
I decided to bring in some red cardstock. I had used the red for the rectangular mat, or the square mat at the top of that rectangle. And I decided to bring in some more of that red to mat this white rectangle piece, just to help it, again, stand out on the patterned paper. So I'm going to go ahead and build that using one of the squares that I cut out of that square cut apart piece. I'm going to layer the pattern paper down, and then I will lay one of the kind of focal squares on there. I kind of look through, try and see if one's going to stand out any better than the others. So these cards went together really quickly and were, I feel really easy to make, but I love them. I think they're like nice and bright and happy. I love all the layers. So I'm gonna put this piece down, I'll put my square piece down, and then I felt like there was still, like the white space was unbalanced, so I had kind of laid it out before I did my stamping and had felt that there was a little too much white space at the bottom for me. I know it's supposed to kind of act like a Polaroid type element, but I don't know, it bothered me, it felt imbalanced, so I decided to bring in, I had some strips of the pattern paper left, so I just decided to bring in a small strip of the hearts to put on the bottom of this piece, and it made me happy. It felt a lot more balanced. So that is how I put my cards together. Pretty simple, pretty basic, but here's the 8 cards that I ended up making, and I did add on the inside a strip of the envelope pattern paper. Since I had the heart paper at the bottom, I brought in the envelope paper on the inside. And so there are just 4 kind of each pattern, 4 with the hearts as the card mat, and then 4 with the envelopes as the card mat, and then I just, whatever wasn't the card mat was the little square mat. So here's my 4 cards. Again, please check out the links in the description box, the playlists, and information on how to access the sheet loads from Call Me Crafty Owl. That's all down in the description box. As always, I thank you guys so very much for your time today, and I hope you all have a very crafty day.